I've made the connection with that goal at a personal level, which is likely to see me more enthusiastic, more energized, and more likely to want to do a better job. And therefore, you'll see that in both the discretionary effort that I do and the way I approach it.
The question is from Thinking Focus.
So the question is, how can you motivate yourself?
Hello, my name is Rob from Thinking Focus.
Hello, I'm Ricky from Thinking Focus.
The question is from Thinking Focus, a podcast about how our thinking impacts our results and what we can do about it.
So how can you motivate yourself? It's about focus, isn't it? It's about choosing something that you want to focus on and then asking yourself some questions about what is it you want to do to get that stuff done.
Absolutely. So we need to be clear about what it is we want. What if we're not in a position where we can choose that? Maybe in business or in organisational life, we don't always get the choice about what to focus on.
So really, the whole essence about motivation is about things that are important, aren't they? So part of that motivation could be that things that are given to you might be important for the job that you're doing, the task that you've got to achieve. So that might be, in essence, the only motivation attached to the thing that you need to do. So, if you're my boss, you give me things to do, whether I am personally motivated to achieve that, want to do it, see the reason for doing it, whatever, there's going to be a huge element to that where I know I have to do it because it's part of my job.
Sure.
I'm presuming that I've been given this because you're my boss and you're not going to give me something that's a waste of time, that it doesn't fit with, business need, with, things that we've got to achieve as an organisation, etc. So that could be motivation in itself attached to it's an important thing to achieve.
But I guess it'd be really powerful if I were to help you as your boss with some of the reasons why what I'm asking you to do is important, both from an organisational standpoint, from a team, from a goal standpoint in terms of what we're trying to achieve. Bring it to life in terms of what that big picture might be for the organisation.
Okay. That then means that I can bring into the motivation piece and attach importance to it, perhaps my own values, perhaps things that motivate myself.
Yep.
So if a work goal could also be put across as a personal goal, then I'm going to have a far greater ability to keep myself motivated in achieving those things.
But I imagine if we could glue those two things together, what power might that bring?
Right.
So helping you to make your connection with the organisational drivers, the organisational goals, expectations, what we'll end up with is something far more powerful than just, it's your job, Rob.
Yeah, definitely.
Off you go.
Yeah.
Let's get that done then.
If I'm doing something because I have to do it, my motivation level is only going to go to a certain level. If I'm going to do it because I want to do it, then that motivation level is going to be a lot higher. And it's going to be far easier for me to keep motivated to do it because I'm personally vested in it. I've got an interest in it. And that might be a personal goal, might be something that is a community goal and appeals to my sense of community or my values, something my children are involved in, whatever that happens to be. So there's a trick to be pulled off here about the rationale, if you like, the level of importance between what a work goal might be, a personal goal might be, a community goal might be. And to your point, if we can align some of those elements together, then the level of motivation is going to already intrinsically be a lot higher.
And we're likely to see, I imagine, increased productivity.
Mm-hmm.
We're likely to see increased quality in terms of the nature of work because I'm now bothered. I'm connected with the expectation, the output that we're looking to achieve.
Okay. So what, bothered to achieve something?
Yeah, I've made the connection with that goal at a personal level, which is likely to see me more enthusiastic, more energised, and more likely to want to do a better job. And therefore, you'll see that in both the discretionary effort that I do and the way I approach it.
Right.
So not only will I put more in, but I'll put more energy and more vigour into what I'm trying to deliver for the greater good for the organisation.
Okay.
But tell me, Rob, what about the belief side, because I might be motivated and want to do it, but I'm just struggling with whether I've got the confidence to go deliver.
So part of this is aligning your, if you like, your level of being bothered, your motivation level.
I like that, the botheredometer.
The botheredometer with the actual thing that needs to get done. So a critical technique in all of this has got to be, why don't you get yourself a goal defined around the thing that is important to you? Because if you can look at defining a goal around it, it means that you bring in another couple of elements. One, you're looking at what's the time scale. I need to achieve something in a certain amount of time.
Sure.
If I've got clarity about that time scale, that's going to have an impact on how bothered or not I am about achieving it in that length of time. But I'm also then going to bring in another couple of things. Both of them are measures. One measure is about how confident I might be in being able to do that myself. Yeah, so there's a confidence measure in there. The other is about actually having some clarity about what will it look like when I've done it. You know, one goal-defining technique that a lot of people know is SMART. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. The measurability is about what will it look like. The achievability is about how confident. The relevance is about the botheredometer.
Of course.
Yeah. So the combination of those three things together enables me to look at motivation from the point of, why is it important to me in the first place, but how confident am I in being able to do it, and to what level am I going to do it? How am I going to measure that over what period of time?
Sure.
So, to your point, a point really well made, there's this thing about, surely it's not just as easy as going, well, it's important, isn't it? Yeah, but it's got to be more than just important, because otherwise we'd all get everything done all the time.
We've got to make a connection.
Got to make that connection.
So that might not be always something we really see as valuable to us, but if we understand it's valuable to the greater good, we increase the chances of taking our team on that journey with us.
Yeah, okay. You asked about choices as well before, didn't you? So
yes.
We may or may not have some choices, or the choices themselves might be clear-cut because it's a choice that I've made, or it might not be so clear-cut because it's a choice that I'm having to do something because somebody else has made that choice for me.
Sure.
So part of the choice-making in all of this has also got to be about, for every choice there's a consequence attached, good or bad.
Because if I choose not to want to do something, what's the implications of that?
Right. And if I choose to do something, flip side of that, what might I have to give up to make sure that happens?
How am I going to accommodate that with the current workload that I've got? Sure.
Yeah. It's interesting. The question is, how can you motivate yourself? There's elements in this that is not just purely about motivation per se, as a heading, as a topic, because there's all these different
motivated
factors.
About what?
Yeah, motivated about what? Why am I motivated about that?
And do I believe I can?
We're
really saying what, why, and can I then, aren't we?
Yeah, which will give us the focus that we want to have to enable us to move forward.
So we've got a little checklist there.
Right.
So what is it we want to focus on?
Mm-hmm.
And is that something that's internal to us that we can choose to focus on?
Okay.
Or is it something that's being given to us via the organisation context that we work within? So we've got a what.
We've got the what.
We now need to get bothered.
Yeah.
So why is that important? What makes that important to me personally? What makes that important to the team that I work within?
Yeah.
What makes that important to the organisation?
Yeah.
But what's in it for me? How am I going to benefit from getting involved in this?
Mm-hmm.
And making that connection as strong, so we increase the botheredometer and move it up the scale. And then, of course, we need to believe that we can.
Okay.
We need to have a level of confidence, but we also need to be in a position before we get too definite about whether we believe we can or not. We need to do some exploration and some thinking.
I think that's a really easy way of summing it up for people. So what, why, and can I? A little 3-point formula.
3-point plan.
3-point plan.
Have I got a what? Have I got a why? And do I believe I can go make this happen?
Yeah. Okay.
Next time on The Question Is.
I think you're going to have a far greater likelihood of achieving it because of the clarity piece. It's far more likely to point in the direction of being able to achieve it. Because what happens then if you shared it with somebody?
Now they could hold you to account.
So you can either do that yourself and hold yourself to account for it, or obviously share that with somebody and they can hold you to account for it.
To find out how Thinking Focus can unlock the potential within your organisation, go to www.thinkingfocus.com, where you'll discover more about the work we do, helping our clients increase productivity, and enable change.